Has anyone ever been to a wedding where someone actually objected, and if so, how did that go? Most people laugh at that line. If anyone here objects, speak now or forever hold your peace, because everyone assumes it's just tradition, a dramatic phrase nobody ever dares to answer. But at my cousin's wedding, someone actually stood up, and in less than a minute, the entire ceremony went from holy silence to pure chaos. The church was beautiful that day. White flowers lined the pews, soft music filled the air, and the bride looked like she had stepped out of a dream. The groom stood tall, fighting back tears, and every guest leaned forward as the priest guided them through their vows. It felt like nothing could ruin such a perfect moment. Then came the pause. The priest spoke the line, his voice calm and steady, and for a second it seemed like the silence would hold. Then it happened. A chair screeched against the floor at the very back. Heads whipped around. A man was on his feet, pale but determined. The bride's ex-boyfriend. Whispers shot through the crowd like sparks on dry grass. He started walking down the aisle, voice shaking but loud enough for everyone to hear. He said she didn't love the groom, that she was only marrying him because she felt pressured, and that he couldn't let her throw her life away. The tension in the room was unbearable. The groom's jaw clenched so tight you could see the muscles twitching. The bride's mother gasped, clutching her chest, while the groom's father pushed forward in his seat, ready to stand. Some guests were horrified, others secretly thrilled, and more than a few had their phones halfway out of their pockets like they were watching a live show. Even the priest looked like he wished the floor would swallow him. The ex kept going, pouring out every memory he thought proved his point. Late night talks, promises she supposedly made, things only the two of them would know. With each word, the bride's face grew colder, the groom's grip on her hand tighter. Every step the ex took closer down that aisle felt like the string of a bow being pulled back, ready to snap. And then, out of nowhere, came the kill shot. The bride's 6-year-old nephew tugged on her gown and asked, in the clearest little voice, "Auntie, is this the surprise you promised us?" The room erupted. Laughter exploded from every direction, the kind that rolls and spreads until even the most serious guests couldn't hold it in. The tension shattered instantly. The bride broke into a nervous laugh. The groom squeezed her hand and grinned, and the ex just froze mid-step, his speech cut short. The sight of hundreds of eyes on him, not with sympathy but with amusement, drained whatever courage he had left. His face turned crimson. He stammered once, then turned around. That long walk back down the aisle with every guest watching was the slowest and quietest exit I have ever seen. Not a single person called after him, not even the bride. The priest cleared his throat, shuffled his notes, and somehow picked up exactly where he'd left off. The rest of the ceremony carried on, the vows were spoken, the rings exchanged, and the kiss sealed the deal. Everyone clapped and cheered as if the interruption had never happened. But the whispers and chuckles didn't stop for the rest of the day. At the reception, no one was talking about the flowers, the food, or the first dance. Every conversation circled back to that moment, the ex-boyfriend's grand stand, the silence that hung in the air, and the little boy's innocent question that turned it all into a comedy. Some guests swore it was romantic, others thought it was pathetic, but everyone agreed it was unforgettable. And me? I walked away with one clear thought. Objections don't save weddings. They only prove why the bride chose someone else in the first place.